Smith created the Twitter account. Yes, You're Racist. He joins us now from Raleigh, North Carolina. Good to see you, Logan. Thank you for being with us.
Hey, thanks for having me.
What's the reason behind starting this Twitter account? What are you trying to accomplish?
Well, I just think that if these people who they're not hiding behind their hoods anymore, they are proud and they're out. And if they're really so proud to stand shoulder to shoulder with white supremacists and neo-Nazis, then I think that their communities need to know who these people are and what they're trying to do to our nation.
Yeah, I mean, it is noteworthy. You know, Pete, who is in that Nazi image, that image from the protest that we saw over the weekend, stunning, with the torch, screaming, and said to our colleague Jolene Kent, "You may identify me as a Nazi, but I wouldn't attack anyone." Well, that to me obviously sounds odd, but to how serious this is, I mean, putting these pictures out there, at least one person was misidentified, and you're making very serious accusations. You could get yourself in a lot of legal trouble.
Well, the gentleman that you're referring to, a professor in Arkansas, I did not have anything to do with his identity being put out there. Several people actually sent his photo to me. I looked at it, determined that it was not him, and so intentionally did not, out him, so to speak. But
how do you manage that? Because that's going to become an issue, right? I mean, that misidentification happens with the best of intentions. How do you manage not having people caught out as neo-Nazis or, fascists and things like that, and going into work and having their colleagues or bosses ask about that?
And certainly, and that's why I, took care to, look at what these people are posting, other photos of them, the kind of content that they have. In many cases, these people were, posting white supremacist propaganda on their profiles, so it wasn't hard to determine, who these people were.
Listen, crowdsourcing and trying to identify some of these attackers over the weekend is important business. And you've received, as we reported, threats over the last 24 hours. Can you speak to that?
That's right. These white supremacists, they've targeted me, they've targeted my family, my extended family even, and it's obviously no one wants to receive death threats, but intimidation tactics are how these people work. It's how they've worked back since the days of the KKK burning crosses in people's yard. And they depend on people staying silent and afraid. And that's how they win. Bigotry thrives on silence. It requires people to say nothing. And I refuse to let that happen.
Talk to me about your picture, your user picture on Twitter. What is it, and why not use your face?
Well, that's from an old MTV show called Wonder Shows, and which I thought was apt.
But and you don't. So you're hoping that this. Well, just tell me more about it. Why choose that?
Well, I haven't made a secret of my identity. I did an interview with CNN the very first day that I started the Twitter account back in 2012. But it's just the theme of the account.
Okay. Logan, thanks very much for joining us. We appreciate hearing from you. Logan Smith is the creator of the Twitter account, Yes, You're Racist, where they're identifying people. It's an interesting struggle.
Listen, it's an interesting struggle. It's important business. To those who participated in the rally over the weekend, who've been complaining for the last 24 hours that they don't deserve to have their names and faces out there, I say, you've got to be kidding me. You were part of this. But it is dangerous business, right? People have families and extended families. And now that we live in this world of social media, I don't know. This is a very complicated issue.
It is.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me, or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.